Welcome back to the Jake's Take with Jacob Elishar podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Elishar, the chief content producer and writer of jakestake.com, a pop culture entertainment news website. America's Got Talent is on pause due to the Olympic Games. However, the judges are deliberating on which acts would advance to Dolby Theater to perform for America's votes. Among the hopefuls waiting for the news is stand-up comedian Kabir Singh. Kabir has been performing for a decade and has headlined at every major comedy club in California and across the US, the UK, and Canada. He has been featured on Amazon Prime and Fox's Family Guy. In addition, Kabir won both the Big Sky Festival in Billings, Montana, and the San Francisco International Comedy Festival. I want to give a special shout out to my friends over at Fremantle and NBC for this opportunity. So without further ado, let's go directly to my conversation with Kabir.
Is the lighting okay?
Things are good. Things are good. Thank you so much for taking time on your schedule to talk with me today.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine.
All right, so let's get started, Kabir. When did you get interested in comedy, and how did that passion evolve into desire to pursue a career in the entertainment industry?
Well, I got involved in stand-up. I was always really funny in high school and college. I was always at parties, making people laugh, stuff like that. I really didn't even think about doing stand-up comedy until my friends actually signed me up for a open mic at Mission Pizza in Fremont. Did not tell me. The show was on a Thursday. They told me like the Monday prior to it. And they were like, you got to do this, man. You know, we think you're hilarious. I think you'd be really good at it. And then for like 2 days of freaking out, because I'd never even really watched stand-up comedy prior to that. So I was like, okay, well, I better start watching. So I watched a couple specials and stuff like that. And then at the end of the day, I just started really writing. And my first show, I think the first time I actually wrote, must have been like 5 pages of stuff, which was insane. And then I went on stage, and for the first time I've ever done stand-up comedy, I did like 30 minutes, 25 minutes, which is like unheard of. You're supposed to do like 5 minutes, bomb, and get off. But it was right after that night, I got really upset. All my friends really liked it, thought it was really cool, and then I was just kind of obsessed with it ever since.
Awesome. So why did you decide season 16 would be the time to audition for America's Got Talent?
That is a great question. There's a lot of comedians that work with me that have done really well on the show in the past. Preacher and Sam Cameo that I've actually done competitions with them and fared pretty well. One, actually both of them with a couple of those guys. And and then I wanted to do it last year, but due to the pandemic, it was kind of weird. Kind of couldn't figure out how to do it properly, but this is the year I felt the most confidence. I've, been working really hard. I won some huge festivals pre-pandemic, right before it, 2 or 3 big ones. And I was like, I think this is the time where I feel like I'm polished enough to actually make a run at this rather than just kind of go there and try out stuff like that. So I just figured that I was really ready this year.
You were very ready because your material made me laugh so hard during your audition. So how long does it take you to create your material?
It just depends, Jacob. There's been a couple times where I would do a show in like Seattle, like in February, and then they would invite me back immediately because they really like me. But I would always tell them that they would be like, "Hey, why don't you come back in like 6 months?" But I would know there'd be a lot of repeat people coming. So what I do is I try to write in bulks, 30 minutes of new material, and that takes about a good 6-7 months to come up with a really good 30 minutes that I feel, that's ready to go and be stage worthy. So, yeah, I would say to do a whole hour, it would take, like an hour worth of material, a brand new hour, it would take closer to about 1.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's been a lot of clubs where I just refuse to go back until I had another 30, because I know people, because there's going to be repeat people coming and they're like, I already heard this. This is, because, we're not a band. We can't play the classics all the time, Jacob. It's terrible.
I totally get that. I totally get that, Kabir. Now, you received some really good feedback, especially to Heidi Klum, who doesn't like comedians not named Taylor Williams.
Right. Taylor, man, that guy.
I met Taylor Williams, and I apologize, Taylor.
Yeah. Don't apologize, Taylor. I won't.
Okay. So Can you describe the feedback that you received from the judges, and how has the America's Got Talent fan base rallied behind you?
I did not expect. I mean, I know what a big deal AGT is, trust me. But I had no idea the love and support. First of all, yeah, let me answer your first question. Heidi Klum was awesome when she said those good things, because I know she could be rough on comedians. That being said, all four judges were amazing. The feedback has been insane, and it's worldwide. I mean, people have been watching me grow in a comedian for the last 8 or 9 years. The number one comment I get is like, man, I've seen this guy work, his tail off all these years. I go to a show every time he's in town. I had tears in my eyes. I must have had over 500 comments saying about having tears in their eyes seeing me. They're like, oh my God, that's our guy that we watch all the time. It has been the most humbling and amazing experience of my life. And I don't even say things like this unless I completely meet him. The feedback from the AGT fans have been absolutely amazing. Even on YouTube, when you go on YouTube and you're expecting to get dragged through the mud, because I'm like a special kind of sick. I'm like, I want to read those, what I'm saying? But and there was so few in between. I was like, it was amazing. The feedback has been amazing from everybody, from fellow comedians. And my favorite is the comedy clubs that have never, ever booked me for the last 4 or 5 years. All of a sudden, emailing me, calling me. So it's been a really cool week.
And here's the thing, Kabir, all of those comedy clubs in America's Got Talent has done a lot of wonders for comedy. Now, we had so many people come extremely close. Drew came close in season 10. Taylor Williamson came close in season 8. Tom Cotter, season 7, to winning that title. But I want to throw a hypothetical at you. So if you made it to finale night and Terry Crews announces you won season 16, you would become the first comedian to ever win America's Got Talent. So in addition to making history, how would winning AGT change your life?
Other than making absolute insane history, it would change my life completely. Number one, it would change my mom's life, who I've been taking care of for the last 10 years. I would be able to buy a house, just make sure that she is taken care of. I think just peace of mind for her, knowing that, her son is won this and is going to be taken care of, and I'm going to be able to tour for a long time, do bigger venues. I think that's number one. It would be a huge change in my mom's life, which is why I do this. I do stand-up comedy so I can be successful, take care of mom, make sure that she feels safe and secured. So that would be the number one thing. And other than that, I mean, just being able to do what I love to do in front of a larger audience. I mean, I got into this to do what I love to do. My whole process has never been, I would love to be famous. I want to do these movies. I don't audition for stuff. I literally just love doing stand-up. I love going on stage. I love making people laugh on and off stage. If they've had a bad day, I want to make sure that that it ends with me getting off stage. There's a lot of, the world's tough out there, and I just want to make it a funnier, happier place. So this would be able to get me to a certain level where I'll be able to do that in a larger impact. If I don't want it, I'm going to continue doing it, obviously, harder and stuff like that. But winning it, I would be able to do it in a much larger mass, and that would be an absolute dream come true.
Absolutely, Kabir, because the thing is, I can sense your passion, and and that's why I cheered you on Twitter, and that tweet was wild.
That means a lot. That does really mean a lot, Jacob.
Alrighty, so we got to start wrapping up our conversation. So America's Got Talent just announced auditions for season 17 already. So if you had the opportunity to meet with your fellow comedians who are interested about like saying, I've seen Kabir do it, I've seen Sam, I've seen Preacher, I've seen Drew, I've seen Tom, the late Grandma Lee. If I can finally do it, what advice would you share with them if they want to audition?
Number one, be yourself. Do material that you're comfortable with. Do not cater it to what you think the judges or AGT would like. You have to go out there and be yourself. Otherwise, it will come off really phony. I think that's one of the number one comments I was getting, was that it was cool, that it was a little edgy, and it felt like, I was just at a comedy club. I would say be confident, practice your material, what you're going to do on your audition millions of times, everywhere. Make sure it's ready to go. Make sure it's tight, and just experience it and enjoy yourself. Do not get nervous. It will show. And just go out there and be yourself, and really just enjoy the moment.
Alrighty, Kabir. I am keeping my fingers crossed. On behalf of our audience, we're keeping our fingers crossed for you that
Thank
you
you.
hope to make it to Dolby Theater and deliver. And we cannot wait to see how your AGT journey unfolds. I hope, when AGT or not, you do have a lot of potential. And I really hope this is not our last conversation.
Jacob, that means so much. Thank you for the love and support, and I can't wait to see you, hopefully in person soon.
Hopefully you come to Kansas City.
I will. I'll be there. Come on.
All righty. Thank you so much, Kabir. Good luck, and thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. And that was my conversation with Kabir Singh. I hope that the judges select him to perform on the Dolby Theater stage. AGT returns August 10th with brand new episodes on NBC, and you can also catch them on the Peacock streaming service. If you miss an episode of the Jake's Take with Jacob Ellishaw podcast, head to our Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, and Deezer pages. Just type in Jake's Take with Jacob Ellishaw, JACOBELYACHAR. Are you on social media? Because I'm on social media too. Head to my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube channel. It's Jacob Elishar, JACOBELYACHAR. I want to say that Jakes-Shake.com is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. To head to the website that started it all, including all my coverage of America's Got Talent since season 7 at Jakes-Shake.com. Once again, Jakes-Take.com. If you're financially able, please go to my PayPal channel to help contribute to my website. I'm the only one doing all the interviews, the editing, and so on and so forth. I would love your support. Now, if you're financially unable to, I totally understand, but please subscribe and follow me on my social media channels and my podcast channels. Thank you for your time listening and have a great one, everybody. Goodbye.